Now the red code. Red code previously, if you're a red user from past cameras, it used to be 2:1, 3:1, 4:1. We used to suggest people to shoot anywhere between 5:1 to 7:1 for cinemas. That is how it used to be, from 2:1 to 21:1. Now we made it much more easier. There are only 3 variants of R3D: HQ, MQ, and LQ. So the HQ we suggest you to use for VFX purposes, the green matte chroma key, where the post-production artist will be needing lots and lots of information. We suggest you to use HQ. For cinema purposes, for 4K projection, laser projection, and 4K outs, for best quality cinema, we suggest MQ for feature films. And for long takes, slow motions, streaming and web, we suggest you to use LQ. The thing is, the MQ is almost 300 megabytes per second. That is the best possible compression in our previous generation cameras. So the MQ is still comparable to 2:1 on the Monstro. So HQ is much bigger than the Monstro. So we will not suggest you to use HQ for all the purposes. We suggest you to use HQ only for VFX, because end of the day, the data is going to be a lot if you use HQ. So this is data comparison. This is VRAPTOR 8K 120 frames in LQ. If you want to shoot maximum number of frames, that is 8K 120, you have to go to LQ. So this is LQ, and LXILF is almost it's in 4.5K 120. That is almost half the resolution, around 30-40% less. 4.5K is almost 10 megapixels, and this is 8K is 35 megapixels. So that is almost 3.5 times bigger resolution, but the data is going to be double, because of the onboard raw compression that RED patents, and it's a proprietary codec because of our effective codec. So we are going to talk about accessories. For accessories, as I said previously, everything used to be owned by and released by RED, but right now we partnered with a lot of companies. As I said, the monitor is being manufactured by Small HD. It's a 1300 nits very bright monitor, because end of the day, they are experts in Small HD is a company that is pioneered in making just the monitors. So we've partnered with them. And the Creative Solution is a conglomerate of I think wooden camera, hot rod cameras. There are like 4 or 5 very big accessory manufacturers, rig making companies, and they became a company called Creative Solutions. And the design, you can see, it is inspired from Panavision cameras, because the engineer, the designer at Creative Solutions is ex-Panavision engineer. You can see the DNA in that. And we've partnered with Core. I'm going to talk about that. And Angelbird. We've partnered with Angelbird for manufacturing media, because Angelbird is a European company which is specialized in making the media. It's more than a decade. It's a expert. They're experts in manufacturing media. So this is the wing grip. Wing grip is designed for what you can see on this camera. This is a wing grip. You can hold the camera like this. For certain scenarios, it is going to help you. So the touch LCD, it is a 1920 by 1200 7-inch LCD monitor. As I said, it's manufactured by Small HD. It is having 1300 candela per meter square, or nits, 1300 nits. It is 100% DCI-P3 color space monitor. And with just one cable, it is going to USB-C cable. It is going to take power, signal, Basically, just one cable is going to serve all the three purposes. Uh, and you can detach the monitor arm and you can keep it, you can attach it somewhere. The Type-C cable, you have to take bigger Type-C cable, you can extend it and you can keep it on magic arm and basically arrange it somewhere else. The UI is a new UI. You can touch and feel once we start the hands-on. You will understand it's got much better, much faster interface compared to the DSMC2 cameras. So yeah, this is how the interface is. It is going to have I mean, when you are used to, if it is a basically, you can see that collaboration in the monitor. When you see the monitor, it will have that red DSMC2 monitor design language, and it will also have the small HD, basically best of both worlds. So yeah, this is how the interface is going to be. You can see the cropping here. For example, if you go to 4K, it is going to show how much of the sensor, representatively, how much of the sensor is being exposed, which is not the case previously. And you can see, it's the main menu is going to be on the left hand side. There will be top and bottom menus, but if you want to go to settings previously, you never used to see any image at all. You have to go to settings on DSMC2 cameras and the whole screen will be occupied by the buttons. Now it's not the case anymore. You can have all the menus, and in terms of touch, I would say it is comparable to our flagship cell phones. Like the response time, the speed at which it reacts, it's got much better. When you touch it, you will understand what I'm talking about. So micro V-lock, as I said, it's micro V-lock, and Red has released with comparison with collaboration with Core. They have released Red Volts. I don't know whether Sonu has to tell me whether they're available or not.
We have other brands.
Okay.
Because getting batteries
from US is yeah, it's a problem. So, but other brand batteries, micro V-lock batteries are available. Yeah, Red approved batteries. Basically, just because of the size, you might think that they cannot run for long and all. It's not the case. Even small batteries, they can run you. They can give you 100 watt-hour can give you more than 1 hour, 1.5 hour of running time.
that is with full resolution.
Yes, full resolution, full brightness, full runtime, as in average runtime. If you are taking longer takes, obviously it's going to consume battery more, but as I said, 1 hour to 1.5, reasonable amount of time with the size of these batteries. So that's the thing. And media. They come in two flavors right now, 660 GB and 2 TB. 2 TB is announced, and 1.3 TB is also on the cards. And apart from that, as I said, other cards, third-party cards are in testing. So it's not just Red's proprietary media like Red DSMC2, where Red used to sell mini mags with custom port. It's not the case anymore. So this is starter pack. It will come with the brain, basically body, and AC adapter kit, CFast Express card reader. The batteries will not be included in India because of governmental reasons, bureaucratic reasons, and V-lock even charger will not be. 7-inch touch LCD, wing grip, and cable. So these are some of the accessories that are lined up for future. As I said, whatever you are seeing, the handle and tactical top plate. It will have. It is not just a simple blind top plate. It will have electronic connections and top handle, which comes with the start stop button. That is top handle. And quick release platform. The production grip, if you want to attach the side handle, you can attach this production grip. and expander module. If you want to expand your extension port for Genlock and other purposes, you can do it with the help of, this is called blade, expander blade. So yeah, control 4-pin control port, 5-pin time code slot, and one Genlock BNC, and 3-pin RS port. This is advanced V-lock adapter. This accessory is used if you want to use full-sized V-lock batteries instead of micro V-lock batteries. What it's going to do is, it is going to extend your V-lock outside of this protrusion so that you can put on full-sized V-lock batteries. And this is breakout box, standard sound for 2-channel sound, phantom powered, 48 volts phantom powered. And this is called production plate. Basically, with Arri rosette on either side, you can. It is for connecting different kind of accessories for your camera system. So that's about it for the Raptor presentation. If you have any questions, we can have now, or after the break we can have.
What about the EVF?
The EVF is right now from Red. It is not available right now, but in future it will be available. But there are from SDI, there are third-party solutions available like Zacuto.
Is it compatible, sir?
Yes, it is compatible. People are using the Zacuto EVF with SDI. So any
With the older versions,
as in?
which you have given for helium,
No, that will not be compatible. Those EVFs will not be compatible because those ports are custom ports on DSMC2. Right now we have given two 12G SDIs. So SDI, you have to have a SDI viewfinder. We'll have a break and we'll gather again in 10 minutes, 15 minutes? 15 minutes. So I'll show a few more videos, few shot with VRaptor, few shot with DSMC2, older DSMC2s, and then we will continue the question and answer session. So we can continue with Q&A session. Yeah, the anamorphic squeeze previously on DSMC2 we used to have only 2x support for 2x squeezing, de-squeezing. In camera right now 1.8x is supported because right now the only full frame anamorphic lenses available in market are Cook 1.8x anamorphics. So 1.8 apart from 2x is supported, 1.6x, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2 basically all possible anamorphic squeezing, de-squeezing factors are supported on DSMC3 cameras. That is one major software update we have got.
So you have separate settings for all the squeeze factors?
Yes,
or?
when we start doing hands-on, I can show you the squeezing and de-squeezing factors.
Okay.
You want to know the lenses used?
Yes, it is RF mount, but native RF mount as I said, but with adapter You can adapt any lens, literally any lens on the planet. Right now what we have is RF to PL. The lens is Leica Thalia lens. So you can use all possible lenses. As I said, from Cook New Age anamorphics to Supreme Primes. Basically, it's if you want to make use of full 8K, you have to use full frame lenses. Full frame lenses, like in PL, you have got Supremes, you have got Leica Thalias, you have got S7Is and Sigma Cine. So there are so many options.
This trailer putting on the particular.
In demo, trust me, we have used from RF mount lenses to high-end cinema lenses. It is a mixed bag of all lenses.
Which not any வேற lenses. Which நாங்க போட்டுட்டீங்களா?
இல்ல அவருக்கு என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா எல்லா லென்ஸுமே யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க.
சொல்லுவாங்க சார் காமனா சொல்லுவாங்க. இப்போ இவங்க போட்ட ட்ரைலர்ல என்ன லென்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க?
அதான் அவர் சொல்றாரு. RF லென்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. சினிமா லென்ஸஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்களாமா.
From still lenses to cinema lenses, because it's not shot by one person. It was a showreel of different cinematographers shot at different places, different times. It's a collaboration of around 10-15 people.
சார் 8K ரெசல்யூஷன் இருக்கு. இது வந்து அமெரிக்காவே ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்களா இல்ல கண்ட்ரி பத்தியா? நீங்க தமிழ் நம்ம இந்தியாவிலே பாத்தீங்கன்னா 4Kவே தான் ரன்னிங் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. 8K இன்னும் வரல. ஆனால் ப்ளஸ் பாயிண்ட் ஒன்றும் அதனால தப்பு இல்லை, எப்போனாலும் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஆனால் இது வந்து எதுக்காக தயார் பண்ணாங்கங்கிறது தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்.
See, what is asking is about is there any 8K workflow available in the world?
Yes, 8K workflow is available. 8K is right now in our living rooms. Whether it is there in cinema or not, the TVs are there in 8K. The HDR is right now it is there in OTT platforms. So the streaming platforms are supporting more than 10 stops of dynamic range, and 8K is also is there. And again, it's not about using 8K for projection. If you are projecting at 4K, it's recommended to have more resolution than 4K at the time of your acquisition should be more than your projection.
சார் இப்போ உள்ள பொசிஷனில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எவ்வளோனா ஹோம் தேட்டர்னு பெரிய தேட்டரில் மேக்ஸிமம் இல்லை, எல்லாமே கைக்குள்ளே வந்துடுது. அப்போ வந்து உங்களுக்கு குவாலிட்டி வந்து இன்னும் ஜாஸ்தியாக இருக்கும். தவிர இதனால என்ன பெனிஃபிட்?
சார் நம்ம ஃபிலிம் இருக்கிறப்ப நெகட்டிவ் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மோர் தென் 8K நீங்கள் ஸ்கேன் பண்ணலாம். ஆனால் பிரிண்ட் ஃபிலிம் 2K தான் நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம். ஸோ கேப்சரிங் தான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம் நான் சொல்லுவேன். ஓகே,
Pricing, you contact Tinnu International, Deepak ji and Amit after the session. So I have one VRAPTOR reel. This was commissioned by Red. An employee shot it. Unfortunately, this is the only thing we have with Raptor.
Do we have a look library for Raptor?
Yeah, Red has released on the website around 10 to 15 LUTs are there for different purposes. And apart from that, the camera supports 33, 16, 16, 16 and 33, 33, 33 cube files. You can create your own look and you can have your own LUT applied. Apart from that, we have like readily available around 10, 12 looks are available for IPP2 color science. It's basically the IPP2 color science is consistent on DSMC2 cameras and in this camera as well. So it's the same. It's not based on the camera, it's based on the color science.
But it is not readily loaded there.
You can load them. It's as simple as copying them onto the CF Express card. Create a folder called LUTS, small letters LUTs, and put the LUTs cube files into the LUTs folder, and keep it here, and you can directly apply it or move them to camera and apply it. It's easy. It's like less than 30 seconds process.
Sir, any IPP3 color science, like the new color science is going to come?
It definitely will come. Obviously, that is how the evolution is supposed to be. But right now, with the scope of the color we are having right now, in general, the ACES, how the ACES is going on with, and how the high dynamic range, which is the next best thing, big thing, the high dynamic range color and gamma curves, Rec 2020 color space as opposed to Rec 709. Everything, the latest color science is up to date on IPP2. So with time, everything changes, and along with that, even our color science will change.
How much?
Global shutter.
This is not global shutter, sir, but Komodo has got global shutter, but compared to Monstro, because of its better twice scan times, it's faster, so lesser artifacts compared to Monstro. So almost you can say it will be mitigated by 50% quantitatively, but still it's a rolling shutter. And again, OLPF also got better. It has got less CMOS smear.
Which means your motion blur is reduced.
Motion blur will be the same, but the artifacts like the skewing, the tall structures getting angled, all those things will get better. Change of basically skewing and change of shapes for faster moving objects, that's going to get better. That's much better compared to Monstro, sir.
It's telling about the frame rates.
Yeah, it's double. It's exactly double. 8K 120, 2K widescreen 600, and 4K widescreen 300.
In 660 memory card, how long it can take its resolution?
I can show you a document. It depends on whether you are shooting HQ, MQ, or LQ, and also the resolution at what frame rate you are shooting. Based on these three factors, it changes. If after the session you can come, I'll show you the at what you tell me what frame rate, what resolution, and what is the codec HQ, MQ, or LQ. Based on that, how much time, how much footage one particular 660 GB card will give you.
No, averagely everybody will be shooting for a normal frame rate and MQ.
If we're talking about 25 frames per second MQ, I can, So 660 GB card in 8K open gate 24 frames per second will give you around 34 minutes. 34 minutes in 660 GB. MQ. If you do the same in, for example, HQ, it will give you 23 minutes. If you're doing LQ, it will give you 55 minutes. 55 in LQ.
Yeah, wait.
No, sir. It's a ground up new sensor because two things. One, for PDAF, the phase detect autofocus, which is enabled, that is dependent on pixels. As in, the focus will be done by certain pixels in the actual 8K sensor will be focus pixels. They will be, impacting the glass based on the area at which the light is falling. That pixel will act as a focus pixel. That was not there on Monster. Basically, it's a new Intel. Apart from the number of pixels and pixel pitch, basically everything else is different.
So you mean the low light capture how?
It has got much better in noise floor. Around half to 2/3 stops, it's cleaner. It's much cleaner. The last stop, which was unusable for you on Monstro, will be usable on this camera.
So probably you can push it to 2000 ISO also.
Yes. If you are okay with 1600 on that camera on Monstro, you can push it to 2000.
The Monster was pushed to 2000 and didn't show any noise actually.
If that is the case, again, this is subjective thing, sir. So if you are okay with 2000 on Monstro, you can go to 2500 on this. It will come somewhere between Monstro and Gemini second native ISO. So the sensitivity will be somewhere between these two.
ரங்கஸ்தலம்ல சார் மான்ஸ்டர் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்களா சார்?
இல்ல சார் அப்போ ஹீலியம் தான் இருந்துச்சு.
ஹீலியம் இருந்ததா சார்?
லான்ச் பண்ணாங்க ஹீலியம்.
ஓகே ஓகே.
இப்போ 1600 2000 ஷூட் பண்ணுவாங்க.
ஓ சரி சார். சார் LQ the compression you recommend for a maximum in LQ?
No. LQ is the compression.
Yeah. That how much we can
As in, you can see, first and foremost, if you are going with maximum frame rate,
yeah
8K 120, LQ is the only option.
yeah.
LQ, actually speaking, is comparable to 8:1 in previous generation cameras.
Okay.
MQ is comparable to 2:1, 3:1 on previous generation cameras. So keeping things, the whole ecosystem and the costing in mind, what we suggest, apart from the quality, that's the major factor, we suggest to shoot the camera, the regular motion, 24 frames per second in MQ.
Okay.
If you are going for longer takes or slow motions, you can go with LQ. If you are shooting the chromas and VFX and where post processing is more, we'll go with HQ.
Yeah, one Vishal Bharadwaj film, they told they shot with the 10:1 compression complete film
Yeah.
to create some kind of grain.
Yeah. I think it's Pankaj Kumar.
Yeah, Saif Ali and
Pankaj Kumar, I guess. DP.
Pankaj Kumar, yes.
Yeah, he's a crazy person. He'll do all sorts of experiments. He's one of the best reducers in Bombay. Yeah.
Shall we move on to next session?
Sure.
What's the question? Hands-on.
Hands on.
So anything you want to show? You want to create any high-speed shots like that you have to?
Yeah, basically based on people's interest, if you want to shoot 600 frames per second, we can go outdoors, or people from Aperture told me that the lights can support up to, without flicker, they can support up to, a much more frame rates, 1500, 2000. So we can try that, or if we can go outside and try. We have some balloons to pop. Sonu arranged for few balloons to pop, so you can try that.
Do we have any inbuilt in the sensor?
That's Excel Arena. The studio version of VRaptor is called VRaptor XL. That is going to come up with inbuilt END.
What about stabilization? Do we have an inbuilt stabilization?
No inbuilt stabilization. That's actually not really right now. That's actually not really cinema camera thing, but in future probably.
No one has any questions, we can move to hands-on.
Yeah. If you don't have any other questions, we can move to hands-on.
And we can do it.
Out and shoot the high-speed shot on camera. On camera, people can see here.
Yes, here inside.
We can take the
we can take the Raptor out.
And we have a Komodo mounted over here.
Here we have a Komodo and we can take the Raptor out and we can shoot few high speed shots.